Hello everyone, Grandma is back and I'm very happy to be here. Sorry for being away for the last 10 or 12 days. I had the flu, very sore throat, and I sounded horrible, like you kids would say I had a frog in my throat. Anyways, it was creepy voice, not a grandma's voice. Hopefully everything will be okay and every day I will be able to upload a new story. Today let's start reading together Disney's Aladdin. Somewhere in the Arabian desert, Jafar and Gazim met up. "I have brought you half of the scarab medallion," said Gazim. Jafar reached under his robe to pull out the other half of the medallion. As he fit together the pieces, the scarab began to glow, and a rumbling sound broke the silence of the desert. The scarab flew out of Jafar's hands and landed in a nearby sand dune. Suddenly, a giant lion's head emerged. It was a cave of wonders. Jafar had promised Gazim that he could have any treasure he found inside the cave as long as he brought back the magical lamp. But just as Gazim stepped into the cave, the lion's mouth shut, swallowing Gazim whole. The next day, a young man named Aladdin was swinging from a laundry line with a loaf of bread. He was trying to get away from the Sultan's guards on the roof. With the help of his friend Abu the monkey, he managed to get away. It had been many days since Abu and Aladdin had last eaten. Just as Abu was about to take a bite of his bread, Aladdin noticed two hungry children and gave them his share. "You see, Abu, there are people less fortunate than us," said Aladdin. "Someday things are going to change." Meanwhile, at the palace, "Jasmine, the law says you must be married to a prince by your next birthday," said the Sultan to his daughter. "You've only got 3 more days." "But father, I don't love Prince Ahmed," replied Jasmine. "If I marry, I want it to be for love." "Jafar, we must find a suitor for the princess," said the desperate Sultan to his Grand Vizier. "I think that I can help you," replied Jafar, "but it will require the use of the mystical blue diamond ring you're wearing." Jafar then hypnotized the Sultan with his cobra staff and stole the Sultan's ring. Jasmine decided to run away. After climbing over the palace wall, she found herself in Agrabah's market for the first time. Jasmine took an apple from a stall and gave it to a hungry child. The shopkeeper demanded that Jasmine pay for the apple, but she didn't have any money. From a nearby roof, Aladdin had been watching everything unfold. He jumped down and intervened between the angry shopkeeper and Jasmine. He told the shopkeeper that Jasmine was his sister and that she was a little crazy. As they ran off, the shopkeeper shouted after them, "Come back here, you thieves!" Taking Jasmine by the hand, Aladdin led her through the marketplace and helped her climb to his favorite spot on a rooftop overlooking Agrabah. Meanwhile, Jafar was consulting his hourglass, asking who could enter the Cave of Wonders. The sand inside the hourglass revealed that Aladdin was the only one who could enter. The Sultan's guards captured Aladdin. Jasmine removed her disguise and ordered that they release him. "I would, princess, but my orders come from Jafar," said one of the guards. "You'll have to take it up with him." As the guards took off with Aladdin, Jasmine was determined to have him released. Thrown into the palace dungeon, Aladdin couldn't stop thinking about Jasmine. Jafar, disguised as an old prisoner, told Aladdin that he knew of a cave filled with treasures beyond Aladdin's wildest dreams. "The treasure is yours only if you help me find the lamp," said Jafar. Eager to escape, Aladdin accepted the old man's offer. The old man opened a hidden exit in the dungeon wall. Aladdin and Abu entered the Cave of Wonders and descended its never-ending staircase. Eventually, Aladdin and Abu found themselves in a big chamber with gold, coins, precious jewels, and many other treasures. As they reached for the lamp, Aladdin saw a colorfully woven carpet that seemed to be watching them from behind a pile of coins. "A magic carpet!" exclaimed Aladdin excitedly. "Maybe you can help us." The magic carpet brought Aladdin and Abu to an underground cavern where there was a tall pillar with a staircase leading up to it. On top of the pillar was the lamp. While Aladdin was climbing the steps, Abu saw a giant ruby and couldn't resist touching it. "You have touched the forbidden treasure," boomed a voice. "Now you will never again see the light of day." There was a rumbling and the pillar started to shake beneath Aladdin's feet. He grabbed the lamp and jumped onto the magic carpet. The cave was crumbling all around them. The magic carpet sped toward the exit where Jafar was waiting anxiously. Jafar ordered Aladdin to throw him the lamp. Not trusting Jafar, Abu bit his wrist. Losing their balance, Abu and Aladdin fell backward into the cave. When the rumbling stopped, Aladdin and Abu found themselves trapped. Abu pulled out the lamp. Aladdin noticed some writing on the lamp and rubbed it to get a better look. The lamp began to shake and glow. Suddenly, a puff of blue smoke emerged and transformed into a genie. In the blink of an eye, the magic carpet transported everyone out of the cave. "If you are a real genie, I have the right to make 3 wishes," said Aladdin. "All right, but not one more," replied the genie. Aladdin headed to the palace. As the doors opened, he was introduced to the Sultan as Prince Ali Ababwa. Flying in on the magic carpet, Aladdin made a grand entrance. From the top of his turban to the points of his toes, he was covered in silk and jewels like a real prince. "Your Majesty, I have journeyed from afar to seek your daughter's hand," said Prince Ali. That night, Prince Ali invited Jasmine for a ride on the magic carpet. The princess was quick to discover that he was really the young man she met in the marketplace. Jafar was watching them closely. "I have to get rid of this prince before he ruins my plans," said Jafar. As Aladdin left the palace, Jafar ordered the guards to capture him. The guards tied Aladdin up and threw him over a cliff into the sea. Luckily, Aladdin managed to rob the lamp that was hidden in his turban. The genie appeared and granted Aladdin his second wish. Aladdin asked the genie to save his life. Jafar's pet parrot Iago managed to steal the lamp from Aladdin. Jafar rubbed the lamp to summon the genie. Obediently, the genie appeared before Jafar, granting him 3 wishes. Jafar's first 2 wishes were to rule as Sultan and to be the most powerful sorcerer in the world. Jafar had the genie lift the palace off the ground and place it on top of a mountain. Aladdin quickly jumped on the magic carpet and headed for the palace. Meanwhile, Jafar hypnotized the Sultan with his cobra staff and ordered the Sultan to force Jasmine to marry him. "You will wed Jafar," ordered the Sultan. Jafar let Iago treat the Sultan as his puppet. Suddenly, Aladdin entered the palace. When Jafar spotted Aladdin reaching for the lamp, he conjured up all of his evil powers to try and destroy him. Trapped behind large swords, Aladdin had to think of a new plan. Aladdin tricked Jafar into making his 3rd and last wish to become a genie. To Jafar's horror, he soon realized that being a genie meant being bound to a lamp. Both Jafar and Iago were sucked into the lamp together. With Jafar finally defeated, the Sultan decided to change the law. "Princess Jasmine shall marry whomever she deems worthy," announced the Sultan. And because she wanted to marry Aladdin, that's exactly what she did. And they lived happily ever after. The end. Good night and sweet dreams.